Welcome back to the Sun and Moon Tarot. Today we will find what is good and what is hidden. I hope you're well and staying blessed, enjoying life wherever you are. This is a fire sign read for Gemini season, although it's timeless. So if you do have Leo, Sagittarius, Aries highly aspected, this read is likely for you. If it doesn't resonate, check out your other signs. If none of them resonate, check out another reader. If you'd like to book with me, you can do so in the description box below. All right, fire signs. We're going to be using our Rider-Waite Tarot deck today. You'll have 3 rows. The first row will be your recent past. Second row will be your current energy. Third row will be your future. Bottom of the deck holds the overall energy for your reading. And we'll grab at least 2 clarifying cards at the end of the read. First card to fall out. Oh, right. 2 of Wands. We are doing, in celebration of me practicing tarot for nearly 10 years, we are now doing reversals on the channel. So if the cards flip out in reverse, I will now be reading them that way rather than correcting them. Okay. Something new I've been playing with. I feel practiced enough with the upright that it sounds silly, but it's true. But now I feel like I can start practicing the reversals. That card kept coming out while I was shuffling. You guys, don't be sneaky. Don't be sneaky. Hopefully no one's being sneaky with you, but don't be sneaky. All the cards just try to come out at once. Sorry. Excuse my language. Really try not to curse on the channel. We're just throwing them out there apparently today. Excuse me. Sorry about that. 222 on the clock. You might have an influx of soul family, or might feel like this season has a lot to do with your soul family. A Taurus could be of significance. Second time I'm seeing the King of Cups as I'm shuffling. You do have the King and the Queen, so the King and Queen of the same suit appearing. I don't have a mic for my channel. My husband is watching our child in the room next to us, so if you can hear her hollering, she's just hollering at her dad. It's all good. And also I am on... you can hear traffic as well, so I'm sorry, but you're just gonna have to push through it. So far, fire signs, you've got the 2 of Wands, the 6 of Swords, the Queen of Cups. And in your current energy, oh, your first reversal for fire signs. You do have the 7 of Swords, the Empress, the King of Cups, the Judgment card, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. In reverse, falling out for your read. Your clarifying cards are set to the side, y'all. 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, fire signs. Showing up on brand. Very fiery of you. Showing up as the rods, right? I'm just kidding. This is your sign. You do represent like fiery creation. The staff, the rod does represent creation and in general, like the like how fire works as an elemental power in alchemy. So, just in case you didn't know, fire signs. Your 4 of Wands here appearing for your first card. The overall energy for your read. Beautiful because it does represent community, home, and celebration. Celebrating during this Gemini season if that's when you're watching it. If not, whenever you're watching it, you're in celebration mode. Or this really has to do with home or community for you potentially as well. Okay, fire signs. So for your recent past, if this is going to resonate for you, you do have the Two of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. The Two of Wands is planning, making decisions, potentially leaving home. The Six of Swords, swords are mental energy. With air, it's logic, it's thought. Whereas cups here, it's emotion, right? So passion, logic, emotion, spirit, coin, or money for earth. I don't know why I feel like I'm teaching in this video. Sorry, this isn't a teaching video. If you'd like to learn how to read tarot, or if you'd like to book a personal read with me, you can email me and we can set that up. My email's in the description box. Anywho, listen to the birds. They're chirping for your read. Love that. Okay, so the Six of Swords is transition. It's leaving behind, and it's moving on. The Queen of Cups is calm, comfort, and compassion. So in your recent past, you might have been kind of like really focused logically and emotionally on how to like transition towards calm in your home life. It's really specific. So if this is going to resonate for you in your recent past, you've been very focused on home, how that plays out in your life. You've been very focused on planning and potentially leaving a situation and transitioning away from it in the recent past. Something that either once created calm and comfort for you and no longer does, or you're simply just focused on transitioning towards something that creates calm and comfort in your life. With the current energy, you've got Seven of Swords, Empress, and the King of Cups. I did mention that the partners are here, right? So you might be focused really on following your heart towards something or someone that creates calm and comfort. It is your emotional well-being in life. We'll read the definitions first for this first row. But the Seven of Swords literally is one of the worst cards. It represents deception, trickery, tactics, and strategy. You do have the Empress card, of course, the Queen of all Queens appearing. She is a representation of Taurus. She does represent beauty, fertility, nurturing, luxury, and creativity. Sorry, excuse me. The King of Cups is thinking, like balancing between your heart and your head, but focused on your heart. And it's also very focused on emotional control, being the King of Cups. So you or someone around you could be deceptive and I mean, this is going to go differently for everyone. You're like, if you're following that path of like, you're trying to make your home life better, then you might be just tactically focused on how to nurture and create emotional stability and how to create emotional control in your life, which would mean how in your community, how in your home life, how in your partnerships are you going to be able to nurture? How can you come up with tactics to nurture so that there is emotional balance in your environment, fire signs? So if you're coming out of a time that's maybe turbulent for you in your home life or in your romance life, you might be transitioning away from simply that, from it being turbulent anymore, because you've learned some sort of a lesson about how to create emotional control when it comes to putting your emotional needs before logical needs in some way, shape, or form. And it's really creating a nurturing environment around you. Now, this card always comes with a warning, right? This Seven of Swords. If you are being deceptive and like trying to trick people around you, it will not go well. And if someone around you is trying to do that, it will not go well. So just lead with that, right? Just lead on an honest foot. And sometimes it sucks, but you have to recognize that when others are not leading on an honest foot, that their karma is coming for them, right? And sometimes we want to react, but there's like a message here of like being very focused on creating that emotional control so that you can nurture. This might be like in your home life. This might be like you starting to take on a role where you're more like, just, I don't know how to explain it other than you're more focused on the emotional needs of everyone around you in your home, so that you can kind of tactically control the growth in the house. I don't know why I find that humorous, but I just do. I know a few fire signs, and my God, do they do this. And you gotta love them for it, because they want the best for you, you know. Like, they aren't doing it in a way that like in an egoic thing where they just think they know best. They're like legit being tactical so that they can create love and beauty and nurture for everyone around them. So it's actually quite beautiful. It seems manipulative because it's tactical, and sometimes they deceive you to get you to do what's best. But it's very Gryffindor. But anyway, it's what it is. I don't know why I find that so humorous, but you know best. So just lead with the knowledge that you are trying to do what's best for everyone, and be very nurturing, and that will benefit you in a current environment. Now, for your future fire signs, you've got Judgment, Knight of Pentacles, and Page of Pentacles in reverse. Judgment card is awakening, reckoning. Sorry. And reflection. The Knight of Pentacles represents efficiency, hard work, responsibility. The Page of Pentacles in reverse is a new one. It's lack of commitment, greed, and laziness. Okay, so I feel like there's some sort of a lesson in the future and a very clear understanding about how in the 3D or the third dimension, how this plays out for you. Like how what is this? What are you eating? Leave it alone, baby. No. Sorry, my cat started eating plastic. There's some, in the future, there's some sort of focus for you, fire signs, on how, like, potentially how, like, a lack of commitment or, like, lack of follow through with commitment has created some sort of imbalance, if that makes sense, for you. And you're becoming very awakened to the fact that you can't agree tactically to things without following through, because it makes you look greedy. It makes you look like you don't care about the other's needs, because you're not willing to follow through, if that makes sense. So you might be learning some sort of lesson about that, or you might just be really focused on how, when you lead, because fire signs love to lead. It's very much your thing. You might be very focused on how to be not just efficient, but like how to no longer bring this sense of I don't want to be mean, but laziness to the table. And like if you, and recognizing that if you do bring that energy, it's going to create a lack of stability. This is so specific. Oh my God. Because like it creates instability in your relationships when you are not looked at as that fiery, passionate, trustworthy person that you are. And like people love you, but if they start to look at you as greedy and tactical, it becomes hard for them to trust you, and therefore it creates a lack of peace in your environment because they are consistently questioning everything that you're doing rather than just trusting you. That's so specific, but yeah, it's everything to do with that. You're learning like, oh, it hasn't been like, you're not deceived. You're not, if you are a good person that doesn't like does keep your commitments and hasn't like cheated or hasn't done bad things in your relationships, you know, and hasn't been deceitful, then you are really learning a lesson in this read about how if you do not follow commitments, it makes you look like you are deceitful. If that makes sense. Oh my. Okay, so for your clarifying cards, that's crazy. Okay, so continue on with this. You have the Hierophant and the Seven of Pentacles for your clarifying cards. That's insane to me. If you have water, highly aspected, watch the water read. I did a whole thing about like groups, religious groups, occult groups, hidden groups. And that might pertain to your life. The Gemini season for water signs read might pertain to your life with this appearing. I do not, I like literally never say that in my reads. I don't normally ask you. I don't normally say, hey, go check out this read too. That's up to you. I really don't care. But the reason I say that is the Hierophant's here. And so it's a major arcana, which does represent religious groups and tradition, legacy, society, organized religion. It can represent like hidden groups, right? And since this is a read for you about community and home and therefore networking to an extent, you might be learning in a sense of a group setting as well. Like if you belong to some sort of a religious group, how your inability to follow commitments has made you look lazy when you're not. And the Seven of Coin represents hard work, perseverance, and diligence. So it really is clarifying for you. Like, you are diligent, you can work hard, you do have the ability to persevere and to put in the effort. It's just like, if you, like, you can't tell somebody you're going to do something and then not do it or forget or one thing that I'm going to say, because I know a lot of fire signs that do this. You guys love everyone and you want to do everything for everyone. So you'll take on too much. And then the next thing that you know, that plate is all full and you can't take, not only can you not take on anymore, but like some of the stuff is starting to spill off and you're not able to do it all because it's spilling off. That's the analogy, right? So like you don't have all the time to do everything that you're trying to do for everyone. So then it gets kind of like confusing to those around you, to where they start to feel like maybe you're manipulating them rather than you're not manipulating them at all. It's just that you have too many commitments. So you're starting to forget, oh yeah, on Tuesday I do this, this, and this, but I told Susie P on this day that every 4 Tuesdays I'd start doing this at this time, and I totally forgot because it was like 4 weeks ago that I made this agreement or whatever. And if you have a pattern of doing that, people are going to like be frustrated by that, right? So ultimately you're being kind of shown that, and those around you are potentially being shown that as well. You do have an unconsecutive 77 appearing. I think that's it for your read, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the content. I'll see you in the next read.